Good morning. Oh, we see a couple people in there already. Kim appreciates life. Arcane's way. Happy
Good morning,
Thursday,
guys.
April 24th.
Happy Thursday. And yeah, I was like losing sleep last night watching Bitcoin because I want it to go a little lower so I could buy in or yeah. But we'll see. It's hanging right under some important resistance, trying to make it support.
Yeah, I mean, we could talk about Bitcoin first if you want to. If you want to give it a go on your screen.
Um, I don't want to interrupt the flow. Let's keep going with let's do the usual thing.
Okay.
We'll come to Bitcoin after
Uh,
the indices.
all right. Good morning, Jay Gonzalez. Low gains. See you there. We'll get to the request in just a moment.
Hmm.
But yeah, I guess we'll start with SPY, the usual suspects. And SPY, yeah, it went to resistance yesterday and we got rejected. And we saw the VIX slowly rising after the resistance got hit. So this is kind of signaling that maybe things are not going to break this week. So we could just be a little bit careful here for the rest of the week and maybe a little bit more optimistic next week, the end of the month. So yeah, it did hit that conversion line 542.42, so that is resistance. And now it's in the middle of a range. Could it come back down to the 523s or in the 520s? Yes, it could, right? So we could see some retracing today or tomorrow. As I don't really think we're going to break this resistance, so it might be just in a range. But we did the full range basically, right, from the bottom of the
Yeah.
cloud all the way up to the 1.414 almost. So the whole range right there was completed. So now just let this week be over with and we'll move on next week because I don't think it's going to break this resistance this week. So there's really no point on being too optimistic for the rest of the week. And QQQ, same situation. It almost got back to the 465. Not quite. Got up to 463.38 and it got lower, but also another full range, right? The bottom of the cloud and the weekly resistance. So also we are in the middle of a range. So there's no reason to be overly bullish in this middle of a range because it could easily come back down to the 440s and retest those levels. IWM is in a different situation where it did break a level, right? It went back above the 382 here, but we were at a point where it did go to the conversion line and got rejected. So we are at a point where this is resistance for IWM, but it has a potential chance of actually closing above this 189.33. So maybe the IWM is actually closer to a support than anything else, than the IWM or than the SPY or the QQQ. So we'll watch that. We'll see. I mean, if this just turns into a big wick and closes back below that 189, then it's going to be in the same range that it has been for the past 4 weeks in a row. So it'll be kind of an important weekly close on Friday, I think, if it can stay above that 189. So with that, we can go to Bitcoin real quick. And I'm still just watching this 91,158. I think we're probably going to go back down and maybe test it, right, to see if it can hold for a Sunday weekly candle close. So don't be too excited at 92, 93, 94,000 because this is all kind of a resistance zone. So the goal is just to focus, in my opinion, on the 91,158, stay above it for the whole week. And that if it does close above, that'll be the first weekly candle close back above since February 24th, 2025. So, in many months, I think that would be a good development for Bitcoin. So, what was once a major support lost it. So, regaining that would be super crucial. That's all I care about.
All right. And my Bitcoin chart, I've got this little channel that I've been following on the this is an hourly Bitcoin chart. Um, and just, ever since it hit this top here at 94,700, what I did was just kind of followed kind of the tops of these candlesticks right here, not the wicks, just the top of the closed candles, and then just pulled this wick down here. And so far, it hasn't really been testing the bottom of the channel at all yet. It's just kind of flowing around the middle of the channel, and it keeps teasing out of it right now. It's back out of that channel. Maybe I'll have to, oops. Maybe I'll have to unlock it and start manipulating it some. I don't want to. I kind of like the way this channel is looking, but yeah, I've been watching my moving average 75 down here in orange. and sort of tracing with these arrows and trying to see where on this trend where it might intersect with it. And we still haven't gotten there yet. You can see clearly on the 1-hour Ichimoku chart, after just touching inside of it, it's just kind of riding along the top. So we'll see what happens when the market opens, if it takes a dive into it or not. Here's Matt's 91,158 that he just mentioned here. That's just underneath, that's like at the bottom of the cloud here. That's Friday at 2 a.m. I don't know. I wouldn't mind seeing it. Um, let's see. I wrote a post this morning. 100% retrace back down to right here, April 15th, from where we went. And then, so here's the retracement levels right on the right side. A bullish retracement would be like 88,904 to the 50% level. And then a typical retracement would be the 618 down here at 87,534. So, you know, I'm hoping to see a wick that just goes into there and then gets back on top of these previous resistances and keeps going. But I don't know. Watch, as Matt says, we're in a range here between the recent high and this 91,158 plus this prior resistance here. So I don't know. Every hour I'm watching to see where the next candle closes. It's a little maddening, but I'm sitting with literally half of my portfolio in cash, waiting to buy whatever looks like the bottom here. And if it never bottoms and just goes back and breaks out through this prior resistance, that's fine. I'll buy there because from there, I think it's going to go quite a lot higher. Um, anyway, that's just me rambling on about how much I'm watching Bitcoin right now because I'm so excited about this and what XRP could be doing. I've been following this XXRP and it's like all over the place. I had a cost basis down here, like on Tuesday. No, I guess it was down here. And then I bought in and raised my cost basis, but I got a good profit out of it, and then got out yesterday, and then it went down here this morning, closed this gap, and I think I don't know. It seems like it wants to just go sideways for longer. Oh, there's no XXRP is so new. There's no 4-hour Ichimoku chart for it, so I'm just stuck with what the 1 hour is saying for now. But you can see it hit my 1 hour moving average 75 perfectly right there. Went through it, touched back to it. So we'll see. XXRP might be moving a little differently than Bitcoin because again, I think it wants to catch up, and its support's been real strong. All right, that's enough of me talking about that. Should we do Tesla, or do you have anything else you want to say about any of that, Matt?
No, yeah, we can jump into Tesla. That's fine.
Okay. Tesla, same thing. I've got a channel that I've been following ever since the very top here. This is a 4-hour chart from the 488.54 high. I've just been kind of following, I guess, this initial candle close. It's a little above that. And it's kind of wicks out, almost dropped to the bottom of the channel here. Dropped out of the channel, back into it. Usually when it drops out of a channel, the next thing that's going to happen is going to come back out the channel on the other side. I'm just waiting for that moment. It almost looked like we had that moment yesterday, but then now we're back in the channel again. So I just keep watching options max pain for Tesla now. Tomorrow, the Friday close, it's back to 245 again. It's been oscillating between 240 and 245, 240, 245. We're back to 245. So that might be just where Tesla closes tomorrow, and then maybe next week we can break out of this and start heading on up. And I'm kind of looking for. You can see on the 4-hour chart, the sell order blocks are starting to appear up here in the 315 area. And yeah, I don't think it's gonna. If it was gonna do anything worse, on earnings is when I was looking for hijinks to go back down to 214 or whatever, and it didn't really do that. So yeah, I think the bottom's in on Tesla. You could buy it anywhere now, and just expect it to ride on up higher. Um, these are extension levels on the right. So, it's done the 236, 382. I don't know. I'd like to see it come to at least the 618 at 343 next, which from where Tesla is right now is about a 36% gain, twice that in TSLL if it doesn't spend too much time going sideways here. All right, there you go, Tesla, and here's my TSLL chart. I'm looking for it to go to at least 2026 next. So yeah, that's
Yeah,
140
can
higher. Ooh,
I
okay.
can
So
show
go ahead, Matt.
I'm looking at really there's really no change from what I've been watching the whole time. And that's really the angle, that's the arc, that's the 200-week moving average and the 100-week moving average, 249.72, 249.43. You have the everything there. Even the Ichimoku cloud is right there at that same zone too. So everything is there. And that's all I'm watching for a weekly close, just basically around 250, kind of around current price. So if it stays around 250, then yeah, it's got a clear shot back to 270, maybe 277, 278, that zone. And I think that'll be the next target if this does close the week above, which I think it is kind of likely. So we'll consider that a success if it happens tomorrow. So yeah, just around 250. That's all I care about.
Yeah,
And after that will be 270s. So it's on the right path.
very cool. I'm sorry, I missed some of these questions earlier. Eric Wolf asked, "What's the BTC prior resistance?" That's just if you look back to the left on the chart and you see where previously price came up and then like rejected it and went back down again. So that was earlier resistances that it had before. Um, my charts do often look like a bowl of spaghetti. I'm sorry. I know I think about Elon Musk and talking about how the best part is no part, and I there's just so many things I have to look at, and I know you guys want to distill down just to the simplest thing, but it's predicting where price might go next is not always as simple as we want it to be. Kim Appreciates Life asked about explain decay in the 2x ETFs, and basically you can see explanations of this all over now, but the 2x ETFs are designed to go up 2x in on a single day. So if price goes up in Tesla 5% one day, then TSL is supposed to go up 10% that day. But if you look at it across like several days or several weeks, it's not going to do exactly that because how the underlying options, the expense of rolling them. So if Tesla goes sideways for a while, TSLL, can slip a little bit. And if when Tesla's going down over a long period of time, TSL is going to go down twice as fast. So just that's all.
Yeah.
These 2x ETFs, you want to kind of pick your moment, get in, and then get your profit, and then get out. You don't want to stay in them for too long.
Unless you see like a huge gain for later on in the future, then it'll balance out later. But
Yeah,
you can't really use an exact price. Like what is the price of $20 for a TSLO? What is that Tesla price? Like, well, it's a 2x every single day. It rebalances every single day for 2x either up or down. So it changes all the time. Like a 2070 whatever
yeah,
today is not going to be the same, or like 2026 TSLO. We don't know what that's going to be in the future because it changes every single day. So it's because of volatility. That's why it changes. It's because of rebalancing. It's because of a lot of things that factor in. So you cannot determine an exact TSLO price. What and tracker al dente, huh? Cantonese cat.
but,
But
but
yeah,
but
you
one
just
thing
can't. Go ahead.
one thing you could say about these 2x ETFs, though, is they do behave like a regular, like any other stock. So when it's near a lifetime low, that's a great buying opportunity. No matter what Tesla's doing, but no matter what the underlying stock is doing, near a cycle low. Like if it's like TSLL, you can look at it, and it's never gone. 464 is the lowest it's been. Before that, it was at 501, and this last time, 629 was the lowest it went. So buying anywhere now and then being able to sell it near 40 is a fantastic gain. It just it's not going to behave exactly the way the underlying does. So like even now at 820, it's not a bad price to get in TSLL if you're expecting it to do the kind of multiples over the long period of time that we are with Tesla.
Yep. So it's you're never gonna know what the equivalent Tesla price is gonna be on TSLO. Like you never see Tesla's doing, and then you can trade what TSLO is doing that way, in my opinion. So
Oh, it's funny. I see the part where I'm spaghetti and you guys are meatballs.
Cat just can't get away though. He's stuck. He's on a cruise now, but he's gotta tune in.
Yeah, he's on his phone.
Yeah. Let's do some of these requests here. Oh, I see GLD. First, I just want to show gold. So gold is really at an interesting level here. It's at resistance, right? It's turning into a giant doji candle here so far, but it's kind of a big wick up top, so it could be a topping kind of a candle. So let's watch this close to the 2.618 fib, the 3,335 for gold. And if that's a topping thing for gold, then of course GLD will also be in that same situation. But it is green today, but it's going green kind of right back at this resistance. We can go to the daily chart and see it more clearly. And yeah, it closed the day yesterday below, came back up, and now it's kind of like battling this zone. So let's just watch that 3,330 opinion. And I think if it does keep getting rejected, then that means GLD is also at resistance.
I've got the trade desk here up next.
Oh, yeah. That was the very first one.
Yeah. Thanks. All right. So the trade desk is really interesting. This looks like a lot of the stocks that I've been showing you from the pandemic low to it's 100% of that move is your wave one. Then here's your wave two retracement. And then, it's literally, and then it goes up to 100% of that move. So that's like the definition of a measured move, in other words. So from that, so here's 100% of that move from the pandemic low to its high there. And then if you just go from the wave two bottom, which was like let's see, that was May of 2022, and then it went to just about 100% of that move to a high of 141.53, and then it gave the whole thing almost all the way back to that 2022 low, but not quite. So it still ended with a higher low. So it's basically here's your wave one, wave two. Now we're in wave three. And what happens is it looks like it does a really nice 1-2, but then it collapses and falls back, and so it's an extended, wider flat, of the wave 2, and so now we get to start all over again, but probably because it argued some of these price points before, it should move up faster and want to reclaim some of these levels, so it should still be on the track. I don't think it has to go back to, you know, 92.63 to get to 163. It could just start going for 163 next. You can see I haven't updated this chart in a while, based on all of this. But yeah, look for, gosh, how should I do this? I'm kind of looking at this moving average 75 and the weekly, probably, oops. It's hard to estimate time. I like using this parabolic tool. It hasn't come up super great yet overall, but this is like, yeah, trade desk looks like it's definitely a buy from here. You could buy it, and then if you needed to set a stop, put your stop below the previous wave two bottom at $39. But from here, it looks really great risk reward for higher. And even if it just, even all of it did was go up to where the Ichimoku cloud bottom is here, from where the trade desk is now, just to that is 53% gain. So I like that. I just don't know how fast it'll get there, but yeah, it looks really good. There's the trade desk. Once I see it make a higher high and then a higher low after this low, I could actually do more of the retracement. I'm sorry, more of the extension impulse pattern, but right now all I've got is sort of this as a guide. All right, so that's Trade Desk.
All right. And I've been looking up that Germany Alliance insurance. I
Cool.
think it's this one. I don't know. I don't know if it's this one or not. The ALV Alliance SENA
I didn't
here from the
yet. Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I drew them from the COVID crash, basically the 2020 down to the March 2020, and it's at the 1.618 right now, the 355.5. So that is something to pay attention to see if it can actually stay above it. Right, it is above it right now, but we'll see if it can actually continue to stay above. But it hasn't really closed the candle on top of it yet, so it's getting there, but not yet. So 355.5, I think, try to stabilize on top of that, then this can go higher. But if it keeps getting rejected, then just be a little bit cautious. So I think that's the only takeaway from this chart, if this is the one you're talking about. So with that said, we can move on to PayPal. So I do have a PayPal chart, PYPL. Well, PYPL.
That's it. PYPL.
And yeah, here's my PYPL. It is kind of like a double, triple, quadruple bottom, maybe. I don't know. Right, right in there, right along this, right along this blue angle, and it's kind of like stuck in a little wedge right now between the arc and the angle, and it's been stuck there for the past month. So there's really no update on this except for probably just wait until something breaks. If it breaks out of this arc again, then yeah, it's probably clear to continue higher. But if it doesn't break out of that arc and it just stays in this range, right, until either it retests another low or if it continues higher. So it's like in the waiting period. But yesterday it did go to that arc and get rejected and close below. So it's just right in a range. And the top of that range is like 63.60. And the bottom is around 59.40.
Yeah, I got 2 hot takes on PayPal as well. So, from this low here in 2023 to this high, December of last year, and then this April 7th low, it looks like it really wants to do a 618236, or maybe that's a 382. Let's just try 618382 right for now. You can see there's a sell order block here on the weekly chart, starting right above my 618 level at 8268. Let's see if we can get to the top of this cloud, 8268, back down to 7243. Then the 123.6 is 109.50, back to 764.89.02, and then the 2236 up here at 152.91, which is just in this other mega sell order block. So yeah, I think I kind of like the way this looks for now. So if you want, you can take a screenshot of um, this to this 152.91 for the wave 5 top. Overall, the second take I've got is just if you look at the whole history of PayPal, if it just does a I guess I deleted that one, but a 618 retrace like an ABC 3822366 brings it up to 210.94, which is just shy of where this sell order block is. Something else to consider, the wave 5 actually kind of coincides almost with my A wave. So maybe wait, let me do it like this. Maybe that's all wave 5. And then your ABC retrace, and then this is like your wave 3 top of the next larger degree wave. Anyway, there you go, PayPal. It's a good risk reward from what it is right now.
Yeah,
And
it's
even
not
if you
too
just
bad.
look at it on yeah. Even if it's on a
All
daily
right, I
chart,
got
just from here from here to there, that's like a 12% increase. Go ahead.
all right. Yeah, I got ATYR Pharma. And I'm looking at a couple things here for ATY Pharma, and the things are these fibs, the 382 and the 50% up here. So we're looking at maybe price is just still stuck in a range. But the biggest thing I'm watching is the Bollinger Band on the weekly chart. And it's just basically right back to the 20-week average. And that is at 353. So it is still below it. And if it's still below it and can't break above it, then it's probably not going to get to the 376. So I think just watch those couple things, right? Watch the 20-week average, watch the 376. If those can start to break, then yeah, it can continue higher. But right now it's kind of trapped. And right now it is a lower high than before, and it already just made a lower low. So if that trend continues, then maybe it's going to come back down and retest the 280s again. So let's just see if it can break above. But right now it's not proving that it can. So ATYR, it's at an interesting juncture here. So it's got to break above to get more bullish. And right now, it's not.
Yeah. Let's see. I've got this. A lot of people have asked me about the CEP stock lately. I'm not sure why, but I've got it pulled up here. It was like stuck in a range for a long time, between like right around 1030 to 1040, and then what happened here? Oh, this is why everyone's asking me about it, right? Because it ran all the way up to 2180. That was a crazy move, approximately 105% higher from where it was down here. Ooh, just from down here, it's like it just gets crazy higher. Yeah, so I had someone asking me like, "Oh, should I buy it, at the end of the day yesterday? What if it jumps up some more?" Whenever a stock runs up like this, I just kind of look at this from a sentiment point. Everyone got really excited about the stock, and they got even more excited. And you get the people that just like went out of their minds and bought even more of it. And so I look for a retrace. Look for a retrace from here. And that's what I've got here. 0 from the top to 100% is that double bottom that it had right here. It double bottomed at 10.45, $10.45. So a bullish retrace would be to the 50% level at 1613. But a typical retrace would give you 382, 236, 618. So you can see right now that 236 has been acting sort of support, but it's been losing it somewhat. So this wick right here says it probably wants to go to at least this 382. So look for 1746. It bounces back to 1912 and then drops to 1479. That's what I would watch for. But you can see right now the 50% retraces right here where the Ichimoku baseline currently sits. So maybe it does just do a shorter throw, something like that. Kind of like what it looks like it's doing right now. Let me look at this on a 1 hour chart. I don't know. Yeah, that could be A, B, and then C to the 50% level like that. So anyway, this is where I would only consider buying it around 1613. From now, I would just probably short it. That's it. That's all I've got for CEP for now. Once it does find this bottom, I can plot you some more stuff. But yeah, this is like the MicroStrategy 2.0, right? They came in and said, "Oh, we're also going to buy a lot of Bitcoin and make money off of it." So there you go, CEP. Two hot takes on it.
2 hot takes. Okay, I have app 11.
Oh yeah,
and here's my app 11. And I think app 11 has topped. That's what I think. I think it went to that green GAN level. It went to the 1.618 log-based fib extension. I think it is topped, maybe temporarily, maybe not. But there's a couple things that I'm watching, and one of them is it lost this blue angle as a support, and it also lost the 1.414 as support. But it is holding the 1.272 at 231, so has a chance, and it already back tested the ARC, so it also has a chance. But the biggest takeaway for me is it has lost high time frame momentum on the week or on the monthly Ichimoku. The conversion on baseline are now resistance. And that's something you have not seen through the whole bull run, right? Since it broke out in February 2024, it has never really closed below both. And it did that last month, right? It closed below both last month, and it came back even this month, and it flipped them both to resistance, the baseline and the conversion line. So I think it's over, right? I think it's this trend is probably going to continue lower, 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 lower. And how low might it go? I think the Bollinger Band really is telling the story. The 20-month Bollinger Band is maybe 145. I think it's probably going to go back and maybe at least retest that for some time. So, I mean, this is a moving average as well. It's a 20-month moving average, so it could catch up to price later on. But in the meantime, there is no high time frame momentum anymore because it is below the conversion baseline, below the angle, below a lot of things. So yeah, I think this green level was the top, and I think it's probably going to trend lower throughout time. Can it go higher after earnings? Sure, I can go even back up to the baseline. With like 260s, it can go to the conversion line again, 290s, but it doesn't mean it's bullish, right? It just means that it's still retracing. That's my hot take on AppLovin. So yeah, there's more better opportunities out there, like a Coinbase. Yeah.
Yeah. Or a longer term opportunity like Enphase, which is kind of kicking around the bottom again
Yeah.
that we talked about yesterday. Yeah, APP had a good run.
Yeah, it did.
Let's see. I've got, let's look at MicroStrategy because I'm also interested in MicroStrategy. We're all interested in MicroStrategy. Nothing's changed for it as far as I'm concerned. It hit its all-time high at 548.20 and then hit a low at 225 after that. And I'm just calling this whole thing my first wave 1 and my wave 2. And so I'm just watching these fibs on the right here. Just a minimal run should take us to the 382,236, and you can see it fought with 236 for a while, and it's still just under it. But once it gets over it, it should run to 429.30 at least. It could go even higher, but let's just start with this one first. So if it runs to 429.30 and that's as high as it goes, it should want to come back and test 23.6 as support one more time. Gosh, I kind of hate hearing that, even as I say it. Maybe it'll run to 50 or 61.8 or 764 and then back to 382. Let's one crime at a time. 429.30 is where I'm watching it next. And if it goes 429 back to 351, then it should do a nice wave 3 run the rest of the way to 886.04. That hasn't changed since February 27th. So there you go. That's my MicroStrategy, what I'm looking for in it.
All right. Yeah, my MicroStrategy, I'm just watching 340. If that can stabilize above, then it's going to be better and better and better and better and better. I have Rocket Lab ready on deck. Somebody requested that. But yeah, Rocket Lab, real quick, I just want to pay attention to one thing, and that's really the conversion line here. And well, I guess two things. The previous 2021 high back here, that's your resistance, and the conversion line is flipping back to a support. Right now, it's even wicked below, so that could be your bottoming signal and a reverse of trend, because the last time it was really above that conversion line was basically back here in February, and now it's trying to get back above. So if it can stabilize on top of that 1931, then I think it can break through this resistance above. So let's just watch that. And it is a strong resistance because the past 3 weeks in a row, it could not break above anything. So good developments here, but it still is not broken resistance. So let's get some confirmation that it wants to go higher, but at least watch 1931 for support. That's it. All right, you can do your SOFI there, tracker.
Yeah, Matt can see it already. I do. I've got SoFi up here, and I just want to show you how from when it opened and then ran up to its previous, its first, well, its all-time high ever actually, 2026, and then ran all the way down here to 424. It literally did an ABC. It did not quite 382. It went back below the 11.4, but it did hit its mark right here at 61.8% fib, nearly exactly that, just slightly short of it, and then it ran back down again. But what this gives me is from its all-time low to that higher high and then the higher low we just had, which was lower than I was really hoping it was going to go. But that was the whole market this year at the beginning of the year. So now I'm looking for at minimum, let's do it like this. At minimum, 382, 236. 1236, 764, and then 2326. I'm sorry, 2236. Maybe kind of like that. It's hard to use this parabolic thing. I keep trying it. I'll tell you when I get my first successful parabolic run. Um, but yeah, there we go. And the Ichimoku cloud on the weekly chart seems to agree with this, at least for now. 1374 is the next uh, resistance to watch. It's just getting over this 236 right now, so that's good. Turning it into support. We'll let it go to the 382, back to 236, and then start its massive, the best part of it, the heart of the third wave, the third of the third plus the fourth and the fifth. This is all of wave three. There's like a if you haven't watched me before, there's like a wave three, wave four, wave five inside of this. It's implied, but I kind of use this as a shorthand to um, to draw these waves faster. All right, so there you go. SoFi, I think it looks good for at least at minimum another 16 to 17% higher. If it goes to 50%, maybe 30% higher. If it runs all the way to the 618, which is where the sell order block is waiting, that's 45% higher. But let's just see if we get over 1374 first, get up to it first. Here's my SoFi.
All right. All right, I'll do one more before I gotta run away here, and that is the UPFI, OPFI, UPFI, whatever. Similar situation to a App 11 in my opinion. So it got, I mean, it didn't go as high as App 11, but it kind of got to the same level where it was back in 2021. It's a little bit higher, but rejected, and now we're basically closing monthly candles underneath the baseline and the conversion line on the monthly chart. And it even came back up and got rejected by it. So I cannot be too optimistic. I don't care what Seeking Alpha says. I think they're garbage. They basically just recommend stuff after it pumps, right? And they do that all the time. And basically, yeah, it is at a point now where if it can't break above the 932 at least, or even back above the 971, then I think it's going to gravitate lower, right? And again, when you can use like the 20-month moving average, the Bollinger Band, it's way down here. It's at the 540. So if it wanted to go down to this orange level, it's very possible. So I think we're at a point now where we got to be cautious with this, unless it can be close the month out strong and close back above all of this stuff, above like the 1040s, 1050s, because there still is 6 days left in the month, 7 days left. So there is a possibility to close the month out strong and continue higher. But I think right now it's not looking too likely since it already got rejected by multiple levels, the fib and that baseline. So I would be cautious on the UPFI. And Tracker, you got one more you want to do?
I got one more. Just someone was asking for Coinbase on the short term. That's always a fun challenge to do. Here's Coinbase on the short term as I see it right now. From this low of 138.56 to this higher high of 183.90 to this higher low of 159.11. It went past the 786. I'm sorry, past the 764. That might actually be the 786 or 88 point something. That's my wife texting me, Power Rangers. So after more than 764, look for it to come back down. I was thinking the 382, but obviously probably where the sell order block is. I'm sorry, this buy order block is maybe to the Ichimoku baseline or slightly below, about 184 to 182. Then it should go to at least the 1382. It looks like it wants to go a little higher according to these sell order blocks. And then usually we do 132, 100, 2382. But let's just cheat this up a little bit since that came a little higher and this came a little higher. All right, there you go. So let's see if it drops as low as 181.62 next, then goes as high as 227.15 next, back to 207.80, and then maybe 250%, 272 after that. So there we go. That's where we might see coin on the short term. All right, thanks for that. Sorry to keep you held up, Matt. No, this is
You're
fun.
fine.
And I'll do it again tomorrow if you want to do tomorrow.
Yeah, let's do it tomorrow. We'll see you all tomorrow morning.
All right, we'll do a Friday show too. All right, thanks everybody, and thanks for the likes on YouTube. That helps out Matt. And
Yeah, thank you guys.
Yeah. All right. We'll see you then. And I'll
Bye bye.
keep watching you. I'll keep watching Bitcoin all day long.
Sounds like fun. All right,
Oh yeah.
guys. Take care. Bye bye.
Bye bye.